Pretty little girl, she no need. Pretty little girl, she no need none.
Alexa, play 850.
Make up. Pretty little girl, she no need no. Pretty little girl, she no.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So we're just gonna hop right into it. If I sound very nasaled, I'm actually under the weather right now, but I did want to record and edit this video for you guys. So the first thing that you guys saw me doing was I went ahead and took my spray bottle that had alcohol in there, and I went ahead and just wiped the surface area. I did not do a ball cap method because this is just a 5x5 closure, and honestly, if you put makeup on the lace, either with a foundation stick or just a regular powder, you'll be fine. You won't see the black stocking cap underneath. So the wig I'm installing today is a 5x5 pre-made wig. Well, it's not really a pre-made, it's a custom order, so it didn't come like this from a vendor or anything. I have my friend George, she does do wigs. She does it for the low, so if you have any wigs, any bundles that you need to make it into a wig, I will leave her information in the description box below. I think she only does it in the Texas area, but I'm not 100% sure, so I will leave her information box below. The hair is from all the black bundles are from the Glam Mafia. The 613 bundle is just a beauty supply bundle. It's a synthetic fiber, so I knew I was going to wear this hair straight, so I just decided to just do that. If I was going to curl it, I would actually get a 613 bundle, but personally that's not something I'm going to do with this hair. I'm thinking of cutting it into a bob actually. So right here, in the beginning parts that you just saw me, all I did was just make sure there was no hair on the stocking cap, not the stocking cap, on the lace, so that way when I laid it down, it would just lay seamlessly. So what I did, I went ahead and took my Kiss Almighty lace glue. I love Kiss's lace glue. I really feel like it dries quickly, it lasts, and it stays. Like I believe 2 layers on this install, only because like I stated before, it's just a 5x5 closure. I didn't want to leave it for that long, but I did want a little bit more color. I have just been wearing black hair, and I forgot that I had this wig, so that's why we're installing it today. So what I did is I added that first layer, and I let it sit for like a couple of seconds, and then I used my blow dryer to blow it down. And I know that you're supposed to make sure that everything is completely white before you did that, but it was late, and personally, once I lay my lace down, the white cast isn't going to show anymore. So I just added another layer, and I used the back of my round tail comb, and I went ahead and just smeared that over where the lace will be laying. I feel like a 5x5 closure is the best version for beginners. It's an easy install, especially if you already have it pre-customized. You don't really have to do much. All you have to do is just put on your head and spray, glue, whatever you may feel the need to. So while I let that dry, I was trying to figure out how I wanted to do my hair. I didn't know if I wanted to keep it in the middle part, because it's a 5x5. You can do different parting spaces, but I'm really into middle parts this year, so I'm gonna continue to do that. So right here again, I'm just making sure there's no excess hair lingering, because then it won't lay properly. Now, before you actually smush the lace into your forehead with the comb, you need to figure out where you want it to lay. So before I even started with the comb, I tried to make sure I liked the position of the lace where it was laying. That's the most important part to a 5x5 closure. That's the important part in regarding to a lace closure at all, especially if you're using glue or anything to adhere to your head. You want to make sure that you like the position before you start to use the comb and pressing the lace into your skin. You really have to press the lace into your skin, because again, it is to make sure that it's giving that scalp vibe. It's not giving so much of a wig vibe, especially with the 5x5 closure, because it is not a full lace around your hairline. You can have that. So I just blow dried that, and then after that, I feel like I was satisfied, so I tied it down with my elastic band for 10 minutes. Obviously you guys are going to see a little quicker than that, but it was just for like a 10 to 15 minutes, just depending on how long you want it to lay. And of course I let it sit. Now we're back again. You can't even see the lace, yo. Like, I'm sorry, like I'm just so amazed by this lace closure by the Glam Mafia. Again, I'll leave the information in the description box below if you guys are interested in purchasing any hair from them. They are in the Texas area, but I believe that she does do worldwide shipping, or I'm not sure, so I will leave her link and then you guys can check it out. Again, I live in Texas, so it's easier for me to just purchase from her and have it delivered to me instead of, you know, in a different state. But like I stated before, I really enjoyed this hair. I really love the lace closure. It's really giving HD, and I'm pretty sure it's HD. So what I did here is I split the lace into 3 or 4 parts so that it'll be easier for me to cut with my razor. I do not cut with the scissors, I cut with the razor. I got this razor from my local beauty supply store. They normally have it at the front counter, right as you're checking out. That's normally where they will have their razors. I recommend, even if you're doing a lace closure, to use a razor to make sure that you are cutting it in jagged edges. Sometimes you can get away with the cuticle scissors or with the actual scissors, but I know for me personally, I realized that the way for my lace to look like scalp, I need to have less lace on my head, if that makes sense. Because I feel like if you have too much lace, it's harder for you to melt down, especially as a beginner, because you're trying to maneuver it and make sure it look like scalp. So I would recommend cutting not so much off, but cutting a good amount of lace off where it's there but it's not really there. As you can see the lace right here, but you actually have to zoom all the way in to actually see my lace. So that's what I was referring to. Especially on a closure, you do want to make sure that you don't have too much lace, because it's just a closure. It doesn't need to have that much lace. It's not going to be that detailed. You're only doing it for across your head in a small section. So right here, I decided to go ahead and move forward with adding baby hairs. I was trying to figure out if I wanted to add them or not, because I'm still learning when it comes to baby hairs. Sometimes they hit, sometimes they don't. So I didn't know if I really wanted to, but because it's a fresh install, I decided to just go ahead and do like the 2 little baby hairs in the front. Again, it's a closure, so I didn't really have to do a lot of baby hairs. So that's also another positive. So what I do is I kind of like slant my comb, well, the rat tail part of the comb, and make it into a triangle. A triangle shape, so it's easier for me to so it just kind of lays flat. That's something that I've been trying to perfect when it comes to doing my baby hairs. Again, sometimes it is amazing, sometimes it's a miss. So in this one right here, I didn't want a large chunk of baby hair, and I felt like that's why I continued to like try to find a good amount of hair, because for your baby hairs, you want them to look like baby hairs, not grown hairs, not adult hair. Like, it's supposed to give off a baby hair look. My baby hairs itself are pretty, not that super thick, but they're thick enough. So I tend to try to get the hair on when I wear wigs to kind of mimic how thick I would have my real hair with baby hairs. So that's just kind of something that helps me out. And I'm just clipping the hair away so that it doesn't get messed up, because I'm about to spray with my even hairspray. Now I use this to basically fully lay the lace down. I use this on my frontals as well, but I feel like this even hair lace, the red bottle, is the one I use. I want to try the black one because people said that's more of a severe hold. So what I would do first with the even hairspray, I go ahead and spray it down. Then I use my finger to kind of press the lace into my skin and the product as well. I know you're not supposed to really use your fingers because of oil, but I haven't really had any issues. So it's just a quick tap. It's not like I'm fully using my finger to fully submerge the product. So once I do a little tapping motion there, when I do this, I pull the baby hair down as I am laying the lace, because I'm not really worried about the baby hair. I'm really more worried about the lace. So then I take my rat tail comb and basically again smash that into my head. Like, that sounds really bad, but that's basically what you're doing. You have to make sure it's fully pressed into the skin in order to give you the scalp like finish. So I took my blow dryer again and I'm blowing my hair just to make sure that everything is blown dried. And like just right here watching this video, you really cannot see where the lace is. And that is why I love this. I love the Glam Mafia, and I'm gonna continue to purchase hair from her, because it doesn't ever really disappoint. I've never had any wig or hair from that company where it disappointed me and I didn't want to purchase anymore. I've been rocking with them for like 2-3 years now. So again, I would recommend. Now, I did leave that elastic band one more time for another 10 minutes just to make sure, again, that it's giving that scalp-like finish. So now that I took the elastic band down, all I'm doing is making sure to get it as flat as possible. I'm using my Kira wax stick to go ahead and mold my part, as well as putting that on the edge at the very top of my baby hair, where I will have my baby hair. Personally, I don't like this wax stick. I feel like it's not worth $20-something compared to the Eben one that I've been using. Now, of course, since I spent $20-something on a wax stick, I'm going to use it. But I feel like the Eben wax stick, the one I showed in my first video, is a much better buck for your buy. And it's not even super expensive. I feel like I got the tiny one, it was like $2. And I think it goes up to $8 or $9. So just don't spend that much on the Kira wax stick, especially if you're still learning. You don't need to spend $20 on a wax stick. I don't even know why I got it. I think sometimes I just be in the mood to purchase stuff, so I just start purchasing things. So here I'm just fixing that part, making sure the hair lays flat, because since this is a customized wig, sometimes they come off bulky, and it's not even just because of the person that's creating the wig, especially if it's like a handmade, just you doing the, not using any type of machine, you're doing it from hand. Sometimes it does get bulky at the top, so that is why I believe that this is the best time for you guys to really smooth out how you want your part. If you want a middle part, a deep side part, however you're trying to lay your hair, this is the perfect time to go ahead and use the hot comb, and go between the hot comb and also the wax stick. So once I was done with that, I just basically try to feather out my baby hairs with the hot comb, and then I took my razor again. I did a large chunk just to see where it would fall. I always do it large first, and then I take some stuff off. Just keep that in mind. Don't start off with tiny baby hairs, because once you cut it off, it's done. There's no way you can fix it. So I always start off thick, and then what I do is I use my hot comb to basically not blend it, but make it easier for me to maneuver and create those baby hairs that I'm trying to create. And now I'm cutting it again on a shorter stance. Now I'm taking this baby flat iron that I got from a beauty supply store, and I also have my edge booster. I know previously I've been using the Gosta-B, but for some reason I really enjoyed the edge booster because I installed a different wig. It was a curly wig, and I used the edge booster, and I loved how that looked, so I wanted to try it again, but on some straight hair. I'm not a pro at baby hairs. I'm still learning when it comes to baby hairs. I'm still learning in general. Everything is a learning process for me. Honestly, I have a few YouTubers that I watch, and I try to mimic what they're doing, again, because I'm still learning just like you guys are. So right here, I'm not going to really talk because I do work on these baby hairs for a good little minute. I had to actually cut some footage off because I had so much of me just doing my baby hairs. So basically, I'm just molding the baby hairs to my liking, going between cutting anything extra, as well as using my toothbrush that for baby hairs that I got from the beauty supply store as well. And I'm just going back and forth until I am satisfied. So I'm gonna be quiet, let you guys jam out to the music, and just watch me do my baby hairs. I'll come back whenever there's anything significant that has changed that I've done, but I think for right now I pretty much just do my baby hairs. So talk to you guys soon. Just want to quickly hop in and just say, what lace? What lace? Yeah, what lace? There is no lace. Okay, I'm done. So now I just grabbed my eyebrow brush that I have, And again, try my best to feather those baby hairs so they don't look so harsh and so thick. With that, I'm still learning, like I said before. So I actually like how they came out. Normally I hate my baby hairs. It takes me like maybe 2-3 times before I actually like them. But this one is not that bad. It's doing what needs to be done. Like it's giving what it needs to give. It's not too crazy, but it's not too hard either, harsh looking. So yeah, that's pretty much it for that part. And now I'm taking my spritz, and I'm just spritzing that area. Again, you don't have to do the spritz part. I really don't know why I did this part. Now the outcome is very amazing, like you guys will see at the end of the video, but you don't really need to do this. You could either use the E-bend or the spritz. I use both, and I just fix my baby hairs, make sure that they last, because I'm going to wear this wig all week. I am going to take this off at the end of the week, but I don't really feel like fixing my baby hairs every day this week. I'm not even gonna lie to you, that's just too much work for me. No, I'm not doing all that. So I tend to, when I do my baby hairs, I tend to try to keep it for a good amount of time. And now I'm just using my blow dryer to blow that down again, to make sure that the baby hairs and the lace are not lifting, because I did go ahead and use products on creating those baby hairs. And normally when you use glue, you don't really have to worry about lifting, even if you decide to use mousse. But if you use sprays, I know a lot of people do spray their wigs down. That's not something I do, because I wear my wigs every day, like at least for that week. If I install, I wear it at least a week. So I don't really use a spray, because that defeats the purpose. I don't feel like having it lift either. So now I'm just going to go ahead, again, making sure that everything is molded. I let that lift. I set that for 5 minutes. Now you're seeing me just finish doing some finishing touches. So I am using the Ruby Kisses powder foundation. It's in from the beauty supply as well. It's really cheap. I just use that to do my middle part, and as well as adding some of my color to the lace where my baby hairs are. Now right here, I do not have a spray. That's the black spray that most hairstylists have. So I'm just using liquid eyeliner in black to just go ahead and fix any areas where I feel like my parting space is too large, or any areas where I want it to be darker. It's just little tits, little things here and there that make your install look a lot better, even as a beginner. You just have to learn tricks and traits here and there. And then I use my hot comb and just make sure that that product is smeared into the hair, because I don't want it to be a weird cast if you look too close. So that's pretty much what I'm doing here. The tutorial is pretty much done, honestly, guys. All I'm doing for the remaining of the tutorial is just adding some finishing touches here and there, but it's pretty much done. I do really like this install. I loved how it turned out. It looks very seamless. It looks like it's going for my scalp. So yes, you guys will see the finished product just now. Hope you guys stay golden, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. Have a blessed day. Mwah.